Welcome to Beautiful, Bad and Bizarre. Today we're going to take flowers and visit the grave of Jimmy Edwards. Everything about Jimmy Edwards was colossal. There were no short measures from this legend of British comedy, from his iconic handlebar moustache to his abundance of charisma and a preference for double vodkas. James Keith O'Neill Edwards was born on the 23rd of March 1920 in Barnes, London. Jimmy was well educated. His father had been a maths professor. Jimmy attended college and university. He was also musically gifted, famously playing the trombone at every opportunity. Although he had been on a path to follow his father into teaching, whilst at university he acquired a taste for performing on stage. World War II broke out in 1939, and by 1942 Jimmy had joined the Royal Air Force. He took part in the D-Day landings, and in 1944, on a mission to drop supplies to British soldiers at Arnhem, the plane Jimmy was piloting came under attack by the enemy and crashed. Jimmy Edwards was awarded the D.F.C, the Distinguished Flying Cross, for his bravery wrestling with the blazing plane. The crash had left Jimmy with facial injuries, requiring plastic surgery. The large handlebar moustache that became Jimmy's trademark was grown in an effort to disguise facial scars, but Jimmy Edwards took it to the next level when he founded the Handlebar Club for men with large moustaches. As a side note, Jimmy didn't qualify for his private pilot's licence until 1963. After the war, Jimmy Edwards focused on a stage and radio career, being cast as Pa Glum in the popular BBC radio series Take It From Here was a life-changing moment, and Jimmy was to become a household name. The Glums were initially a small sketch in the show. However, their popularity grew to the extent that they took over half the show, and in 1953 the absolutely fabulous June Whitfield joined the cast, and she and Jimmy became lifelong friends. Jimmy's career took off, but he was rather like Marmite. With such a big character, he was either wholly loved or completely hated. One critic wrote, "Jimmy's technique of hitting the audience where it hurts most had the subtlety of a battering ram, but swept them along on waves of hilarity." Often appearing on TV, Jimmy was cast as Professor Jimmy Edwards in the popular series Whack-O, which was written by Dennis Norden and Frank Muir. The series ran from 1956 to 1972, and Jimmy was in 60 episodes.
Could this be the double bluff? Don't open it, and then he knows I will. Snap! Did you honestly think I was born yesterday, Wendover?
Yes, sir. I mean, no, sir.
And thank you very much for warning me.
Jimmy Edwards also worked with Diana Dawes in 1955's An Alligator Named Daisy. Although he's uncredited in the film, Jimmy played the owner of Daisy, the alligator. He's also featured with Diana Dawes in 1979's TV comedy movie The Plank. It's a film that's filled to bursting with all the great names in British comedy, such as Eric Sykes, Tommy Cooper and Harry H. Corbett. In 1958, Jimmy married his air hostess wife, Valerie Seymour. He allegedly told Valerie on their wedding night that he was in fact gay. Valerie was discreet, and the marriage, although it ended in divorce in 1968, lasted 11 years. After the divorce, Jimmy dated several women and even proposed marriage to the singer Joan Turner in 1973, although they never did marry. It wasn't until 1979 that Jimmy was publicly outed without his consent by his long-term male partner. Jimmy Edwards was desperately hurt by this public revelation about his private life and was terrified it would end his career and his many society friendships. However, Jimmy need not have worried. His career was strong, as were his friendships, including his friendship with Prince Philip, who he once told, "Stick close to me and you'll get your face in the paper." What the turn of events did do, however, was to finally give Jimmy the freedom to be himself, although he said, "Out of the closet? Of course I didn't come out of the bloody closet. They broke the bloody door down and dragged me out against my will." During his life, Jimmy had strong opinions and many passions, including politics and fox hunting. He also loved drinking and said of himself, "The real Jimmy Edwards, I suppose, is a large fat person, outspoken and drinks too much." He said, "The trouble with having a few drinks to face the rigours of performance is that you have to have just enough to get you going, but not enough to make you inarticulate." In late 1987, Jimmy Edwards returned to England after a stay in Australia. Sadly, he became seriously ill, and on the 7th of July 1988 he passed away, aged 68, from bronchial pneumonia at the Cromwell Hospital in London. At the time, his brother Alan, who now rests beside him here in the village cemetery, said, "Jimmy had been in hospital for some weeks. He had some liver problems and suffered from a weak chest for years. It all got on top of him in the end." So here we are at Jimmy's final resting place. Jimmy's headstone reads, "In memory of James Keith O'Neill Edwards, D.F.C, M.A, M.F.H, Professor Jimmy, 1920 to 1988, of Athrall's Farm." The writing underneath says "Pericium ad honorem," which means from laughter to honour. Without a doubt, Jimmy Edwards can be regarded as one of the people who helped Britain laugh again after the war. He was a talented entertainer, but what are your thoughts on Jimmy Edwards? Is he your Marmite? Do you love him or loathe him? Please let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear your opinions. Once again, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you'll join me in another journey back in time soon.